Can't relate, bruh.
Right.
I was just telling somebody.
We moved our bed around and we only had one. So we appreciate you.
We're here.
I might forget it, but I appreciate you.
Welcome to the Alyssa and Julian Podcast.
I'm Alyssa.
And I'm Julian, and this is
the Alyssa and Julian Podcast.
We're back again, y'all, with another one.
My God, this is already only the second episode, but it feels like we've been so far deep since we restarted this again.
If you're watching the video, ignore my little Naruto hand signs. I was just watching Naruto before I
didn't even know those were Naruto, but awkward. Anyways.
Fake fan.
What is your intention for the week?
We're just gonna jump into it like that. I mean, shoot, my intention.
What else were we gonna do?
It's bad because last week I pulled a U and actually didn't do my intention for last week.
That was me for literally months. Remember when I actually came on here and said I didn't have one because I'd never get any of them done?
Well, the reason why I didn't do mine is because planning videos for my channel is way harder than I thought. And I didn't even film a video this week because filming and recording and coming up with ideas for my channel is way harder than I thought. Lifestyle videos are
That's kind of sad.
It is sad. It's hard. It's a hard thing. So I think this week, instead of just saying 2 months, I literally need 2 weeks. Seriously, if I could just come up with the next 2 video ideas, I think I'll feel accomplished because I really sat down and was just like, bro, I can't.
It doesn't sound like a lot, but that's a lot.
Yeah, because it's 2 weeks worth of video.
Right. Like you already know what you're doing for the next 2 weeks. Like
it's hard.
For half the month, you already got your stuff figured out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that sounds like a lot, even though it doesn't sound like a lot.
It's going to be a lot. I mean, even just, like I said, just coming up with one idea is always tough. I have a couple of ideas that I came up with, but I can't film them right now, for various reasons. Like, I'll give you an example. I wanted to do an apartment tour video. I don't want to do it right now because our Christmas tree's up.
I had thought about that.
It cuts off the apartment.
I was thinking that because we were going to kind of spruce up the apartment a little bit to film it. And I was thinking, and I was like, why is he doing it with the Christmas tree? Like, wouldn't you want to do it after? Because we have to clean up all the presents and all this stuff anyways. So
yep.
I had thought of that the other day.
And then honestly, other than that, ideas are just so rough to come up with, and then finding time to film. Yeah. And you guys, we'll talk a little bit more about why that filming is so rough right now a little bit more in this episode, because the episode is based on that a little bit. Well, not why it's, never mind. Yeah, y'all know what it's based on. I'm not even going to talk about it. Go ahead. Your intentions for the week.
So lately, if you guys remember, way back when, definitely in season 1 when we were first starting. So we were recording an episode one night and I literally messed up the table. It fell over. Our drinks spilled everywhere, including the notebook that I normally would use for the podcast because I like to have my structure in front of me. So I had gotten a new notebook a while ago. I hadn't updated it in a while. So between the last 2 nights, I've been kind of taking what I had in the old notebook and the notes that I had on my phone, because I had brought my phone to the podcast for a while because I had my structure there. I've been transferring those from wherever they were into my notebook, and I'm almost done. I'm literally in the last episode from season 2. And then I just have the 2 episodes we've recorded from this season so far. So I'm really excited because that's almost up to date. I could finally come prepared and start planning the podcast, because not gonna lie, I literally planned this one 10 minutes ago, but it's fine. So my intentions are finishing setting up myself almost for 2023, because that's almost done. I could have that structure back. I literally ordered 3 different planners that all finally came in. I could set those up, get into those, have everything back on track, I guess. So I'm super excited. It only took me 2 weeks to do this, but it's fine. 2 weeks is better than 2-3 months. So I'm giving myself the credit.
No, give yourself credit. That's good.
I have this old notebook that's basically just turned into you turn to an empty page and it ends up just being whatever's on your mind ends up on the paper. Right. And I kind of like it. I always liked having certain things for certain things, if that makes sense, planners for this, a planner for that, a notebook for this, a notebook for that. This is just basically turned into a brain dump notebook almost. It's actually pretty nice, but So I used that to plan out this episode. So at least I have handy dandy trusty with me.
I've actually been in the notebooks a little bit more. I've been daily journaling, which is kind of cool.
Love that. He bought a 5-minute journal and I'm actually kind of jealous.
I did. And I've actually been in it every single day since I bought it.
I'm proud.
Right? I thought I would have fell off by now. But honestly, like if you build habits, you got to do it for 20 days in a row. So I think I'm at like 6 or 7.
Already? Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So
I could have. That feels like it literally just came in.
Right. But I want to do
a week in already. Really?
About I think
that's awesome. The way I've been going, I probably would have fell off already.
That's what I'm saying. It's hard because like if you do fall off, and I always try to remind myself, oh yeah, journal. I keep it right next to my bed because I'll be literally sitting in bed. I will lay down and be like, oh crap, I never did the journal. So I go in and I do it. Even if I like do it kind of half lackluster, just going through the motions of it.
The attempt is there.
Yeah, I want to make sure I at least go through the motions and do it to build the habit up at this point. And so far, so good.
I love that. I know we bought a new bedside table for Julian because the way we not to get too into it, but we moved our bed around and we only had one side table, and the way the bed is now you could fit 2. So we put one on his side. So I want to put my journals on in the one that I have next to my side of the bed now because I didn't have one before, to do I don't know, something like that. Some kind of, whether it's just it's on my mind, let's get it out, or I want to actually do a little prompt, or even if I do my own makeshift gratitude thing at night, I don't know, but I got to put notebooks into that so I have something there.
That's cool. Streaming platforms,
Spotify. We're going to ignore the fact that I literally forgot this part in the last episode, but it had been a while, guys. Okay. Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music,
Google Podcast.
I saved that one for you now.
Google Podcast.
You stream your podcasts.
I'll tell you this though, it's actually really funny because you would think the way I say Google Podcasts in these episodes, you would think I actually use Google Podcasts. I have never once listened to a single thing.
On me for not saying it. Meanwhile, he doesn't even use the thing.
I use Apple Podcasts. 100%.
Right, and I list Apple Podcasts in my lists.
Okay,
between Apple Podcasts or I listen on Spotify. So the top 2 that we use are the top 2 I say. I've never been on Amazon Music.
Okay, but not everyone is us. Do you really want to leave people out?
I mean, I'm not trying to leave it out, but you can't get on me if you don't use it.
I sure can. I'm speaking up for the people who do use it.
All right, if you use, what is it, Google Podcast? And I forget it every episode. I'm so sorry, but I leave it for Julian because he's got your guys' back.
I do. I look out for you.
He's reminding you that we are on there. You can listening to us. We appreciate you.
We're here.
I might forget it, but I appreciate you. So today's topic, I'm going to kind of give credit to where it's due.
Okay.
So the same thing with the last episode. We had gotten these ideas from a Instagram poll I had put up on our, I don't know if it was the Alyssa and Julian or the Alyssa and Julian podcast, probably the Alyssa and Julian one. I asked a poll of I put up a poll about what kind of topics you guys would want to hear for 2023 in this podcast now that we're back. And one of the things was, what did it say? What did I say before? So parenting plans. But when I saw this, the first thing I thought of was a Cimarelli podcast episode where they had taken, I mean, obviously not everyone talked because, Lisa and Amy don't have children, but between the other 3 Lauren and Amy don't have children. My bad. So between the other 3 that do, they had talked about little topics within the big topic, if that makes sense. So little sub things in the topic. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to bring up little mini sub topics and we're going to discuss how we feel about it now that we have a child. Oh, boy, even though he's literally only about to be 10 months old this month, we're thinking years ahead.
That's cool because I'm good at that. 100% I'm good at that. I love
so
that stuff is fun to me.
The first one, I kind of took the little topics they had from the Cimarelli podcast. That's why I'm kind of giving credit to where it's due. It's where I got my idea from. So the first one I have in my list is, how do you feel about parties?
Like them going to parties?
Yes. Them going to parties, them having parties, them anything party related.
All right, birthday party, I'm cool with. Them going to parties? Here's how I feel. Okay, because someone's gonna
First
roast,
one already going deep.
someone's gonna roast me for this, but I'm all for it. 100% go. I want you to be social, be a social butterfly, but I also want you to be safe.
Mhm.
And I intend to teach my kid like the way to read the room. And if you can read a room, you'll know when it's time to go. And I intend to teach him that as he grows, because kids will watch you and they will learn from you. So like if you know how to read a room, then the kid will
They'll
learn
pick
how-
up.
Yeah, they'll pick up on how to read a room. Because how do you think I learned how to read a room? My
Right.
mom never literally just laid out and said, hey, here's how you read a room. My mom just always read the room and was, and now I just
You pick up the little things.
Now I'm like, oh, okay, this person looks aggravated. They look aggravated. Let's get out of here. Let's,
They're about to start a ruckus.
Yeah. Not even just that, but just little things like, peer pressure things
Mhm.
and stuff like that. And, and when dad said this is time to come home, this is going to be the time to come home. You know what I mean?
See, I feel like people aren't really going to get at you like that because they probably feel the same way. It's just, it depends on like boundaries almost.
Mhm.
Like I'm all for it as well. It's kind of the same thing. Like, I don't know. I also want to, the same way you said about like those situations, I also want him to know that like, I don't know, like he might be doing something wrong in the moment,
Mhm.
but in the moment, I feel like if he's in trouble, like say he's at a party and there's alcohol, he either wants to like leave prior, or if he did drink before the age
Mhm.
and doesn't have like a safe ride situation,
Mhm.
I want him to know that like in the moment, like I'll probably be upset, but like we'll worry about it later. Like I'll come pick
Oh,
you up.
100%.
Like I want you to call me instead of getting into a car with either A, someone you don't know, B, someone who else has been drinking. That's a dangerous situation. Like I'll come and pick you up and like we'll worry about what happened like the next morning or something.
I was about to say, my mom always said, I'll see you in the morning.
Right.
With
So
stuff
like
that, like I would come.
I want to set that straight like right off the
It's
bat.
funny, we were just talking about that. My mom would literally just say, I'll see you in the morning. Like there was one time I came in too late. I'll see you in the morning, 7 a.m. She was like packing my bag for me to get. No, seriously, like call and ask her. She was literally like 7 in the morning packing my bag for me to get out of her house because I came in too late. And it wasn't like I was out drinking or anything. I was just hanging out with friends.
But there's the boundaries. Like
Right,
you have a set time you're supposed to be home. Like after that, there's going to be the consequences.
Right. And it was a fair time too. It wasn't even like she was being like, ruthless about her time. It was a really fair time. I just didn't abide by the time.
Right.
You know?
So like I feel like that's like the one thing like I would set forward is like I said, we'll talk about it at a later time.
Mhm.
Because in the moment I'm gonna appreciate that you took like the smart, safe bet from where you were type of situation.
Right.
My other thing is like obviously like you said, so timing wise, I don't even know like what time I would give. I feel like it kind of depends on, I would actually say between weekday and weekend,
Mhm.
especially during school. When
Mhm.
he's in school, a school night, like there's going to be a way different, I feel like, time period between when I would tell him to come home and the weekend when I would allow him to be out for type of thing. So I feel like another thing, not to be like the crazy parent, like not that I'm going to like show up there or anything, but I would honestly just want to know like whose party and like where it is. Like,
That's
is
funny
that,
because I never asked that, but I
is
hear
that
you.
sound like crazy?
It doesn't sound crazy.
Like, I would just want to know where you are, because that's another thing. Like, if you're going to sit here, like, and I think you're one spot and you're going to call me to come pick you up and you're in a totally different location, like, that's going to be another problem when I see you in the morning. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Does that make sense, or am
No,
I
that
just going
makes-
crazy?
no,
Am
it
I
makes
being like
sense.
overboard at this point?
I didn't even think about that, but yeah, that makes sense. I don't know how I would react to that part. To be honest, I don't know.
I mean, if you tell me one thing and like I said, like I'm not going to go and show up to make sure you're there type of situation. Like, I feel like, I don't know if that's overboard. I don't think I'd go that far, but like just kind of little details so that way I know what's going on type of situation. I mean, if you end up somewhere else I don't know. Like,
I
there's
mean, my thing is, I don't care if you end up somewhere else, but throughout the night, keep me updated.
right.
I
That's
think
what
that
I'm
would
saying.
be
Like, if you end up somewhere else, like, there's really nothing I
Yeah,
can do. I'm
just-
not gonna be like, no, now it's time to come home. You're going somewhere else.
I just say
But-
be smart. Don't be an idiot.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I just gotta, because if you're gonna tell me one spot and then you're calling me to come pick you up, I end up there. You're not there. Then what do I do?
I think the worst part about it is I'm giving a direct quote of probably what I would say to him. I'd look at him and be like, don't be an idiot. That's probably
Don't
what
be
I would
an
say.
idiot.
That's literally, I can't.
I
think
feel
of
like
any
that
other way
would
I
be
would
something
say it.
you would say.
Right? I don't think there's any other way.
He just walks out the door. I'm like, okay, here's this. You okay? Like, da-da-da.
She reads the riot act. I'm just like, don't be an idiot.
Look at dad. Don't be an idiot. And he's like, got it.
I know what that means.
Anything else on partying?
Parties at my house are no, probably. I don't want it. I mean,
I don't mind. See, I've also like, I don't know. I've watched so many like shows, movies type of thing. I love when people have like the house they could just like go to, like hang out
they
at
can
like
hang out at my house.
anytime, like any whatever. Like, oh,
I
this
don't want the
person's coming
entire
over. Okay, whatever. I don't think I'd want parties like that at my house either. But like, I don't mind you like hanging out in the basement, like playing
Yeah.
Xbox, a few friends. Here's some
Definitely. I'll
snacks.
probably
Here's
play
some
too.
drink.
No, bro.
Like drinks, sodas, like that type of stuff. Like, feel free. Like, if you're like, not that I like people just showing up at my house, but like, you come home with probably the same friends you've been hanging out with forever. Like, it is what it is. They're gonna just probably be like family at that point.
That's
like,
what
it's
I was
just
about to say. I probably do
casual.
that,
If they all just showed up and he wasn't like, hey, so and so is coming over, at that point, I'd probably just be like you figure almost as much. Like, you just are preparing for them. But like, I don't know, like parties where it's I gotta come down at like 2 or 3 in the morning, kick everyone out.
yeah.
Not gonna be what I want to do.
No, not high school. Like the entire high school at my house.
Yeah.
Like if you and the boys
I
are
don't know how some people did it.
out and hanging out, like the boys can hang out at the house. Like, I
Right.
don't care. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm cool with it.
Boys
'Cause
will be boys.
Honestly, I'll probably have my boys hanging out at the house.
Oh my god. I'll just be like, leave me alone in this corner. Don't enter this room. It's my room. Like, you know, people have man caves. I'm gonna have a woman cave.
That'd just be your bedroom at that point. Sorry to tell you.
Honestly, probably. But the basement and the living room are probably both gonna be taken, along with the conjoined both of you in the kitchen.
I'm about to say, don't let there be a garage, bro.
Yeah, I'll stay in my room.
Don't let there
I'll
be
stay in my room.
garage.
That's fine.
Fires in the back. Oh man.
All right, I might come to the fire, but
I'm a
So-
bonfire type of guy.
oh, I feel that. I would definitely. You say bonfire, I will be there, and then I'll be in my room. So the next thing I have is, see, we're definitely. I don't know if we're actually going to be different on this one.
Mhm.
Tattoos.
You go first then.
I don't mind it. Obviously, I can't have some and say no to my kid. My only thing was that you're not getting them until you're 18, because at that point, like, you're on your own.
I think I would allow 16.
You'd have to sign.
I know. I think I'd allow.
Okay.
But here's what I would say. I would be huge into education first. So like
I feel
would
like if
teach-
I went on your thing and had to sign and let him get it one at 16, I'd almost have to like approve the tattoo.
I don't even think I'd do that. I mean, I'm not gonna let him get anything stupid. but,
Right.
like,
I'd have to be like, well, listen, like, okay, I like that. Or if it's like something like weird, you have to be like, well,
no, I think I would legit like educate him, because technically tattoos are against like our religious beliefs.
Really?
Yeah, technically they are.
Hmm.
You know, people obviously still get them, and they get, you know, Christian tattoos and religious tattoos and things like that. I would get one. You know, the religious beliefs isn't even why I haven't gotten one to this point. The reason why I haven't got one up to this point is A, I don't know what I would get. Now I do know what I would get. But B, I didn't want to just get something that's going to be on my life forever and have it be something that is meaningless to me at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And there's not a lot of things that really like I could put on me that would give meaning. You know what I mean? So and I'm not creative enough to just draw something and say, oh yeah, this is my design. Put this on me. You know
for
what
the
I mean?
rest of my life.
Right, exactly. So I don't know how I'd feel about that. At least for me, but he's his own man. Go ahead, do your thing. Like, if that's what you want, that's what you want. Like, who am I to tell you? Like I said, I just would say, here's tattoos, here's what they are, and here's what's gonna happen. You don't know what your career is gonna be. You don't know what your job's gonna be. Some places don't like them. You don't know. So
Mhm.
be careful.
Yeah,
You know what
jobs
I
are really they could be particular. The one I haven't had any problems with tattoos because one of mine shows in the uniform that I have to wear. Some want them covered at all times, some you can't have any at all. Um so yeah, like it's definitely depends on what
Right.
you're trying to do.
Right. So that's why I would say put it somewhere even that's concealed at that point. If you really
Right,
have to
like
have one at that point, I would put it somewhere that's definitely concealed. Like you're always gonna have a shirt on probably. So put it
well,
somewhere
that's what I'm saying. Like if my job didn't allow them, I'd have to wear a long sleeve shirt literally every day.
and you die.
Yeah, like oh my god, in the summer, like it would be a wrap. Oh my god, I can't even imagine that. Yeah,
see what
I
I'm
would
saying?
literally have to wear long sleeve shirts every day.
You see what I'm saying about the education point though? Like,
Right.
sure. Like, who am I to tell you what you can and can't do with your body? You know what I mean? Like, that goes down to my kid. You know, like if that's what you want to do, like I'm not into like holding my kid back from anything they
Mhm.
want to do unless it's harmful to them. And I could see a side where you say, yeah, tattoos can be harmful to you, but I would want him to know the education behind it where it can be harmful.
I get that.
And then at that point, it's up to you to make that decision. Who am I?
Right. And I feel like I said, all that has to be said before he kind of goes to get one. Cause like I said, I can't sit here with some and be like, yeah, no.
Yeah, I don't have.
I feel like that that's just wrong. Like that's just like a
it's
double
hypocritical.
standard type of thing. Like I'm gonna go and possibly like get more, have some, and then he's like, oh, I want one. Can I get one? And like thinks of one, and I'm like, yeah, no.
All right.
Sorry.
Well, I mean, I'm cool with waiting until 18 if that's what you want to say. You like.
I mean, because at that point, because I was the same way. Like I tried to get my parents to sign at 16, and they said no, which kind of like worked out because I definitely like it would have been one of those like tattoos where you were like, why did I get this?
Mhm.
So at 18, I had gone and gotten my first one on my own, and then like my parents aren't really for tattoos, anyways.
Mhm.
Yeah, I sit here with 4 on my body, but they're not like pointless tattoos, in my opinion.
Mhm.
So I don't know.
Our family's so opposite because like my mom has like 4 or 5 tats right now, and I have none.
My parents have none.
That's so funny.
I had 3 when I went to get my 4th. My brother was getting his first
Mhm.
because we had got like almost not matching, but it's for the same like reason. So we have like matching ones.
Mhm.
My other brother is like, why would I get a tattoo? I don't need a tattoo. No, tattoos are dumb, like that type of stuff.
Mhm.
So like my brothers are kind of opposites in the sense, but like I said, when I went to go get one with my brother for his first, I already had 3. So
Yeah,
it's but like my parents have none. I don't know I think my grandpa might have like 1, but like no one else in my family really has any. And my cousin has like 2 or 3.
Mhm.
But I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I thought about getting like a hair tattoo thing. No, seriously. They
I
have,
was about to be like, what? And
They-
then I was like, oh,
they have like a thing where you could get where it's like basically a tattooed hairline almost.
that's funny.
Yo, seriously, I thought about it.
I always
It wasn't
wanted.
expensive.
Oh, I bet. Oh my god.
No, I'm saying it wasn't expensive.
Oh, I thought you said it was.
It
I
was-
would imagine it'd be expensive.
It was $1,500. 3 sessions,
That's kind of
$500 each.
That's kind of expensive.
That's not bad.
No,
though.
because some tattoos you get on you aren't even that much.
Yeah, that's true. But this is something like where like he does like little dots, so like it looks like hair.
The most
Like,
I've
he does,
spent
like-
on a tattoo is $200.
Oh yeah, no. This guy, he was doing like little like sessions like with your head, like just like making it look real.
And mine's not huge, but like it's on my forearm and it takes up like half my forearm.
Hmm.
It was $200.
Well, this guy had it. He had did it to himself.
Really?
Yeah, he had it, and it looked really good. And I was like, "Yo."
So
I'm
of course he could
tempted.
talk you into it. He'd be like, yo, I'll hug you.
Yeah,
Just like
'cause
mine looks.
'Cause, listen, if he didn't tell me, I would have been like, I wouldn't have known. I wouldn't have known.
Really?
Yeah, if he didn't say anything, because he had this thing
That's
going on where it was
Crazy.
and I was like, bro, what? You did that? I
See,
would so do it.
My only thing is I will warn that some tattoo artists not tend to like make you change your mind. But when I went in for my tattoo on my arm,
Mhm.
so it's 2 roses together.
Mhm.
I was just going to get an outline. I wasn't going to get it shaded.
Mhm.
He had like almost like not convinced me, but he like talked about it and I kind of pictured it in my head and I was like, I love that.
Yeah.
So I ended up getting it shaded.
I
Like,
mean,
when I went
couldn't
in,
imagine that
it-
not shaded.
It was supposed to be just an outline. because I was gonna add stuff later.
Mhm.
Because like I said, it ended up being $200. Like I wasn't planning on going and spending
Mhm.
that much money because like I feel like it'd be less for an outline.
Mhm.
But I ended up going with it. But like I love it. Like I'm so obsessed with it.
Yeah, I think that's definitely my favorite one.
So I love that one. So next kind of goes it kind of goes because like I feel like you think of one, you kind of think of the other, at least I do, and we both have them.
Mhm.
So I don't know if he'll want them or not. But what would you do if he came up to you and said he wanted his ears pierced? Or like piercings?
I think it's the same thing. I mean, it's really just about when and why, and be careful with where you go with them, because I got my ears pierced and my grandfather looked at me like I had 6 heads. My mom was like, "Oh, this is awesome." But again, that's something I did at 18 when I was like, "All right, cool." It's so funny because I had a character in a video game, and I had face scanned myself, and I put earrings on the character in the game, and they look really good on like me in the game. So I was like, "Yo, I should go get some earrings. They look really good." It's like I kind of
So
knew
you
what
went
they
by
were.
yourself?
Yeah,
Like you went at your own?
yeah, I did it on my own. I went to Claire's and just did it.
Interesting.
Well, I think I brought a friend with me. I don't remember who, but it was back in like high school, so like it was like 7 years ago. I don't remember who I went with.
See, I feel like I don't know. I feel like if he came up and was like, "I want my ears pierced," like I would take him at almost any age. I don't know. Like ear piercings, I feel like aren't really that big of a deal.
I mean, they're not, but I don't know about any age. Like, he's not gonna come to me at 5 years old and say that.
No, okay, so like 13 and older.
I don't think I'd have a problem with it. It's your body.
But that's what I'm saying. Like if you came up to me at like 13 and been like, "For my birthday, I want to go get my ears pierced," I'd be like, "Let's go."
Yeah, I don't think I'd have a problem with that.
Like I'm obviously not thinking like 7, 8 years old. Like at that point, I'd probably say no. I'm thinking like 13 and up, and then obviously,
But here's the thing.
same thing. 18, you're on your own. You do. I can't really stop
Here's
you
what
at that
I'd
point,
say- here's what I'd
technically.
say though, it's one of those things where I would say, "Hey, just so you know,
Right. Same thing with tattoos.
could be infected if you don't clean them."
Oh my god, I would definitely talk to him about that. I've had so many problems with my ears.
I did too.
With the ways
big
my
clothes.
ears were, I probably shouldn't have any piercings at all.
Yeah, you're crazy.
Do you remember when I had this whole ear pierced? I had literally this whole thing pierced. They closed when I got my tonsils taken out because I had to take out my piercings. So the only 2 that I have in are the only 2 that stayed open. Because I had at least triples on each ear. And then I had up here and then like the what is this called? Cartilage. And then I had the 2 in between. So like it was all pierced. I was so obsessed. I had this and I had this pierced. So like I had a bunch of
Can I give you a
piercings.
hot take?
What?
I'm glad that closed.
Really?
I'm not a fan of like crazy amounts of piercings.
I loved it. I miss it so much.
Tattoos are alright. I'm not a fan of piercings.
Oh, I missed
I am
it.
not.
I had a lot of ear piercings. The only thing I didn't I didn't have any other facial ones. The only thing I had pierced other than that was my belly button, but that closed when I took it out when I was pregnant. Or I think it closed. I haven't really tried. It could still be open wound, or not wound, but open piercing, but I haven't tried ever since I had a baby.
Yeah, I'd be careful with that.
That one's been kind of like nervous and I just haven't attempted. So anyways, but yeah, no, ear piercings, I'm so obsessed. I'm so sad. This one, I had the what is this called?
I
Rook,
say that I see where it closes.
right? You see all of them, but it's not infected, but there's like,
The keloids.
yep, I have a bunch on both my ears.
Yeah, I would leave that alone if I were you.
So
My
there's
grandma
ways
had
to
the
get
same
them off, and I had thought about going through like the process of getting them so I can get my ears like re-pierced in
My
places.
grandmother
I want to do it.
So my grandmother had the problem where she got her ears pierced, got keloids from it. That's why she wears clip-ons. So.
Huh.
I don't know if you ever noticed that, but she
I
doesn't
kind
her
of
ears
have, but I never like, I don't know. I'm
That's why
always,
she
like, I'm not
never
gonna
did
like, why are you
it.
wearing clip-ons?
pierced. Well, the doctor told her. The doctor said if I were you, I would never try to get your ear pierced.
Well, I had my ears pierced, so single hole. I had them pierced 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
One, they closed. One, they got infected. Like my earring went through my ear, so they had to take it out from the back. So it went into my earlobe, and then I got it pierced again. They've been fine. I got doubles. They've been fine. I got the triple.
Mm-hmm.
They were fine. got my ear. The only thing that was really bad was my cartilage started to get infected and all this stuff. And then, like I said, they had to take everything out because I have my tragus, which has been fine. I haven't had a problem since I got that done. My rook only closed because the piercing literally fell out. Like in my sleep, it fell out, and then I never got it re-pierced. So I think that closed. But other than that, they just kind of closed because I got my tonsils taken out, and because it was like a face, like it was too close for the procedure for the piercings to stay in. So they had me take it out. And then I couldn't get them back in when I got out of surgery.
It's all right. Don't worry. It's okay.
I was so sad. I was so excited. I had to talk.
Sad. It's okay.
I had to talk my parents so bad into letting me like get all of them done. But
it's okay. It's all right. Don't worry about it.
So sad.
Oh, it's like I said, it's fine.
We'll just go to the next topic. So next topic.
Mm-hmm.
Dating. I'm like, he's like I said, he's only 10 months old right now, but like I don't even want to think of him dating.
Dads will be dads, I guess, because I mean, I'm just like,
what, like, is there like an age you'd want him to start dating?
There's no perfect age, you know, like
you're not gonna be like, oh, wait till you're 16 and have a girlfriend.
Nah. I mean,
I actually kind of can't wait for that like 12, 13-year-old like relationship in like middle school that later you're gonna be like, yeah, it wasn't a relationship.
Yeah.
But they're gonna be like so like in love and they're gonna talk about it all the time. Like I can't wait for that.
Oh yeah, I'm encouraged.
That'll be cute.
But like I'm gonna use that time. So that's why I don't mind it though, because I'm gonna use that time to like teach him how to be a gentleman, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So like I actually look forward to that time because like I didn't really have my dad there to teach me at that point.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So I look forward to that. I'm like, oh yeah, now I get to show you like, okay, this is what a gentleman does. You hold the door open for her, you do this, like that's what you're supposed to do. Where like I didn't have that.
Mm-hmm.
Like that gets me excited actually.
Oh.
You know, so like at that point, like, no, I'm not gonna let him have like a little girlfriend at like 8, 9 years old. You know, I mean, I'll probably.
I mean,
make
that'll
fun of
be
him if he has like a girl he hangs out.
I can't wait.
I pick on him a little bit.
Up until he gets into like middle school, high school, like, because then it's probably actually like actual relationships, especially like high school wise. Mm-hmm. But like all like the little kid love, like you're saying 8, 9 or like 12, 11, like that type of stuff where they think like they're in like a relationship, they're gonna get married in like 2 years type situation. It's gonna be so cute. If he comes home to me from like kindergarten saying he has a girlfriend, I'm like, aw, what's her name? Like first grade, like, mommy, I sat next to her at lunch.
My cousin used to come home from school and talk about all his girlfriends he had.
All of them? How many did he have?
Dude, he would talk about a new girl every day.
Oh my God, no. Okay, I don't want that.
My cousin
I'd be like,
would talk about
lay it down. Like, you got one, you got none.
Don't teach him that.
And come home talking about how girlfriend number 1 and girlfriend number 2.
Yeah, you gotta keep his options open, bro. He's a young man. Gotta keep them options
I can't
open.
wait though. I can't like, oh, we sat next to each other in the library. Oh God.
Don't listen to
I could wait for that.
Don't listen to mommy. Keep your options open.
It's gonna be a back and forth because that's gonna be like, don't listen to your father.
Like, don't listen to mommy. Keep your options open.
God.
You're a little young guy. You don't need to be hooked like that. You know,
what else do I have for dating?
Daddy said I don't need to be hooked.
Mommy said.
Mommy said you better let her down easy.
That would be literally what it is.
Oh,
be like,
man.
yikes. I'll go find her myself and be like, I'm so sorry.
If you're going to take a girl out on a date, you're not going to do it with mommy and daddy's money. You're going to do it with your own money. Hot take. Sorry. Because that's corny.
Yeah. I mean, if you come up to me with your 5-year-old girlfriend, I'll buy you a donut, but...
I'm talking about in high school, though.
No,
like
for real. That's when you'll be getting your own job to make your own money to take your girl out on a date.
No, and it doesn't even have to be a case where he's like 16 and I'm like, go get a job to take her on a date. You could just be like, Dad, I want to take this girl on a date. I'll be like, cool. What are you going to do to work for it to earn some money to take her on a date? That type of thing.
Fair point.
And then, Dad, I'll mow the lawn. Dad, I'll do this. I'll do that.
Some little chores.
Yeah, I'll do
around
this,
the
I'll do
house.
that. And I'll make a deal with you. I'll make a deal with you. You can go take.
Dude, I used to remember when I first got my license and was able to drive like my brothers around and stuff. I didn't have a car, so like I'd use my mom's car, and like it'd be the same thing. Like you're gonna use the car, like you're gonna put gas in it, type of thing, and like not like I was making a bunch of money to like free willy put gas in the car. I remember taking like we used to save up bottles and cans so bad to be able to go put like the little bit of gas that we're gonna use in the car, but still like go have enough money for like ice cream or wherever we were going. Those were the days. Now you're sitting here spending like $50-$60 at the gas station.
Now you got the gas guns there. Can't relate, bruh.
Right.
I was just telling somebody, I can't remember the last time I went to the gas station, and it is amazing.
Whatever. Anyways.
I really
literally there like 2 days ago.
I really don't remember the last time.
Actually, I had just gone to
yes, I do.
Dunkin' at a gas station, and I pulled up in your car because it was the day I took your car. Yeah, definitely the weirdest thing, because I went in because I had to get something on the inside. So I like went in, bought it, and then like went over to the Dunkin' on the inside as well. Yeah, weirdest thing. If I went through drive-through, it probably wouldn't be so weird, because like it's not like it's like a parking lot that just has a gas station. Like there's food places, like
but Dunkin's
package stores, like all this stuff. But Dunkin's in the gas station. So you have to like park at the gas station and go in. Everyone's like, "What the heck?"
So how
and I'm
is
like,
that gonna work
what
with
the
my
heck?
car? Hey, you take my car, you put gas in it? Like, how's that going?
Oh, that's for you to figure out.
At that point, he's taking your car, bro. Oh, I ain't gonna do that.
Nah, he'd be like, "Dad, I gotta impress her and pull up with the Tesla."
Absolutely not. I mean, but by then my car, you know how old my car will be by the time you turn 16?
They're gonna have new and improved from your car. Imagine like a better car than yours.
There are many better cars than mine.
No.
There are a lot of better cars
No,
than mine.
what Tesla's pretty dope.
Oh, there are so many better cars than mine, dude. My car is, believe it or not, it's pretty average. I just love it, but it is pretty average.
Says someone who has it.
I guess. I mean, I could see where you're saying that, but it's not like, I don't know. It's
like, I feel like compared to your car, like my car, like if you say, "Oh, I drive a Tesla," compared to, "Oh, I drive a Jeep
Wrangler," people are still like, "Whoa, that's dope," no matter how you slice it.
like a
'cause you
Tesla
have-
sounds cooler.
No, there's so many Jeep people who are like, "Oh my goodness, a
Dude,
Tesla.
that was
Why would I
literally-
want to drive a
I
Tesla?"
mean, that's me, but
Yeah.
I take your car like on occasion. It's not like I'm like every day trying to like drive it, because like I love my car. But I was definitely one of those people, because like I had a Jeep before my Wrangler, but I drove like a Liberty. So like I was like, "Oh, it's a Jeep. Like I still got a Jeep as my first car. Like make do what you got," type of situation. But then I was able to get and afford a Wrangler. And let me tell you, like, dreams, goals. It was amazing.
That's how I feel
It was
about
the greatest
Tesla,
thing.
man.
It was so funny because like when I lived at my parents' house and I had it parked outside, like I could see it from my bedroom window, and like I just wanted to stare at it because she was so pretty. I was so like, oh my God, in love with it.
Remember when I picked up the Tesla?
Oh my God.
I couldn't believe it. I literally could not believe that was parked outside my house. I woke up the next morning, walked out to that car, and I was like, "This is crazy."
Right? Like it's one of those things where like now like I'm not gonna go like stare at it. Like I still love her, but like
I still every day I fall in love with my car, bro.
But every time like I'll drive cars, like if I drive Julian's or like I don't have mine for some reason, like say it's in a shop or something, like I'm so excited to drive my car. Like I would go, if we were in Julian's car, I drove Julian's car, like we swapped cars, like I don't know, some type of situation, I would literally go for like drives at night just because I miss driving my car. Like I love my car. Love it.
And I love mine. You can't have mine, so it's okay. I think we're good. But I disagree with you. I don't think my car is all that. Like, I shouldn't say I don't think it's all that.
To each
I think
their own.
I think my car is like, one of the better cars out there on the market, yes. But I don't think it's like one of the best cars you could get right now. Like, there are so many other cars that were like miles ahead of mine. You know what I mean? But with that being said, it's also a case where like by the time he's 16, I don't even know if I'd still have that car. Because I mean, I don't know how long it'd be amazing if it runs for another 16 years, but like,
I don't know how that works. Yeah. All right. So I got one more little subby topic.
Okay.
I don't really know like how to go into like details of this, but how do you feel about him on social medias?
Okay. As of right now, I don't like we work on social media, right? So I'm not gonna be like, oh, don't post him anywhere, because some people do choose to go that route. But
I had thought about that at first.
social media is our job. We live on social media, so it's like, I don't care personally. I mean, and if you're someone else who wants to post him, I think you should ask permission first. But outside of that, like, I don't really care,
Right.
because like people are gonna take pictures, and we're gonna want to post pictures of the family. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the way it is.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, in terms of him having his own accounts, 12.
I had to be like 13 before I could make like a Facebook. 14, like 12, 13, 14, something like that.
That's where I think I was at.
I had to wait to make like a
Funny story
Facebook.
about me though. I was so excited to make my Facebook account when my mom finally let me do it. I spelled my last name wrong. I spelled it FONUTAIN.
FONU.
My uncle hit me up one day. He's like, "Hey nephew," you know how he talks. "Hey nephew, I didn't know your last name was Von Newton." Like, what you talking about? Yeah, that was what I put my name as. I was so embarrassed.
Funny.
I look back at some of the things I did though when I first got a Facebook. I was so excited to have it. I was just
Dude,
so
I was
crazy.
so excited. Now I'm like, what is Facebook? Like, Facebook is dumb.
Well, not even. I still use it because I like the marketplace. I just use it for Facebook Marketplace. People laugh at me, but
I mean, I use it now. Like, I'm one of those people that like use it now because I'm a mom and want to post pictures of their kids. But before, I was like, yeah, I don't go on Facebook. I had like over like hundreds notifications. Like, I was never on it. People would be like, oh, like I sent you this to look at, or hey, did you see this, or this person posted this? And I'm like, I don't go on. Like,
and I'm like, yeah,
I'm not paying attention. Like, then I have to re-download the Messenger app to see like what you sent me. And like at that point, I'm like, I did that for this. Like, you couldn't just tell me about it.
I feel like once you log into the Messenger app once, it says that you're always online, so people are always trying to send you.
Because when when I wasn't on it, my dad would like text me in like the middle of the night sometimes, like literally, because he's a type that would always get up early for work, and he'd be up at like 4 or 5 o'clock and be like, why are you on Facebook? And I'd be like dead asleep. And like 5 hours later, I'd be like, what are you talking about? And he'd be like, you said it says you're on. And I'm like, I think that's how just Facebook works at this point, because I was definitely not on that much or even at all at that point.
Bro. And then I look back, I'm like, man, like the main reason why I got Facebook is because I wanted to play some of the games on Facebook.
Oh my God, remember? I used to love those.
Like Farmville and all that.
I used to love Farmville.
I lived on Farmville.
Literally.
That was the main reason why I wanted it. Now I just play 8-ball pool.
That's on Facebook?
It's connected to Facebook.
Oh.
Yeah,
see, still not on that. I feel like Facebook is like one thing. I don't know, like Twitter's Twitter type of situation. People are always on and off Twitter. It's definitely like a social media. You have to be careful, like who you talk to, who you add. TikTok, see, we would definitely be like on different things, because you'd be like, I don't know what you would say, but I'm like, yo, TikTok's not worth it.
I mean, I would say same thing, 12 or 13, because I see people with like youngins on like, TikTok, and I'm like, yo,
I don't know,
your kid off right.
Yeah, because like if you're going to scroll, like, I don't know, like I've always said it, I've never seen the hype with TikTok. I'm not on TikTok like that. People will be like, oh, did you see this? Or do you know who this is? And I'm like, nope, I live under a rock. I'm sorry. So if you were to scroll, it is what it is. If you are going to make TikToks, I don't know, like I would definitely just be like, don't go too crazy on your content, because like you don't want to be one of those kids that are putting up like wild, like crazy stuff.
No.
But if you were like a Noah Beck, like posting TikTok type things, like
no, and you got to follow me on everything. Like we have to follow each other. Like if you're gonna make the account when you're that young, we have to follow each other.
Oh, I agree.
I'm not playing that game, but
I was gonna say that, but I didn't know if that was overboard, so I was kind of been thinking it. But
no. Here's the thing. I have no problem with you making a TikTok and scrolling a TikTok above the age of 13. But there are a lot of weirdos on the internet.
There's a lot of weirdos all over the internet.
So when you're making
it doesn't
TikTok
matter
at a
what
younger
you're on.
age, I worry about that. And watching TikTok at a younger age, I don't know what the algorithm is going to feed you. And that is what I worry about.
Yo,
And
they're
I need
gonna
to
come be
know.
like, Daddy, what is this? Look what I saw.
So that's what I was about to say, though. I want to know that you will come to me and say, Daddy, what is this? That's what I want to make sure.
Mhm.
I want to make sure, because if I feel like you're at that point where you'll always come to me and say, Daddy, what is this? I will have no problem with you making it, maybe even at 12.
Mhm.
But I just want to make sure that you're at that point where you will come and talk to me first before you engage in anything crazy on the internet. Because there's all kinds of scams out there too.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like I get tagged in crypto stuff all the time. Like these random scammy crypto accounts. I just want to know that if you get a message like this, you're not going to just try to engage and talk to them on your own. You're going to come to me and say, Dad, this person hit me up. What are they about? What are they talking
What do
about?
I do?
Right. And if I feel comfortable with you at that point where you won't hide stuff and you'll actually come and talk to me, like, I'm cool.
It won't be that bad because you'll know kind of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Because like if like nothing, if he doesn't come, like everything's all good. Like it's normal. He has like his account, but if he's coming to you, then you'll have to watch like what's going on his account and like why this stuff's popping up type of thing. Because I feel like it kind of also goes off of like what you're looking for, like what you're looking up. It'll give you like recommendations almost. Because the internet's weird like that. So it also then it kind of depends.
They're really good. But
it also kind of depends on like what are you doing on your own type of thing. Like I don't need you looking up like something like this if you shouldn't be looking it up, like that type of stuff.
Looking up thirst traps. What are you looking up thirst traps for?
Why did this pop up? Well, what's in your search history?
Yeah, right. What you looking up thirst traps for?
Like, oh boy.
What else you got for me?
No, that's it.
What's our question of the week?
Oh, so question of the week is based off of these. I feel like we've talked about like a lot of like age and all this stuff. I feel like we've kind of both answered this in different topics. I had, what's something your parents made you wait until a certain age to do? If that makes sense. Like I had to wait for 18 for a tattoo, like 13 for Facebook.
My mom was actually pretty lenient.
Really?
To be honest.
I had to wait for like a couple things. Like those two mostly. I definitely got piercings before the age of 18. Like they definitely took me to get piercings. So that wasn't really something I had to wait on my own for. Actually, I feel like I got almost all my piercings before the age of 18.
I'm trying to think what my mom made me wait for.
So basically, while Julian thinks, that was the question I had. So comment down below what you had to wait to do and what age you had to wait to do it at, if that makes sense. Like how old did you have to be to do what your parents made you wait for?
Social media, Facebook. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we just talked about that.
11 or 12 for that. I think it was closer to 12 or 13. Because it was in 5th grade. I remember being in 5th grade. She let me make it. What?
5th grade, you're like
10.
10.
I made it 10.
Because like 13's like middle school age.
Yeah. So I made it like 10.
Really? That's so young.
But she knew why I wanted to be on there. Because like I said, I really...
Well, yeah, at that point, it's a fair point. Like if you're going to come to me and be like, I want to do this because I want to play a game.
Well, because I used to play on hers.
And she was like, give me my phone back.
No, it was on computer. So like we were at her on her laptop and just playing Farmville.
She'd be like, my battery's dying because of this.
Yeah, right. Or she would be like trying to work or do stuff.
I'm trying to use this. My battery keeps dying. You're not plugging it in after you play your stupid Farmville.
Or she'd be worried.
That's probably how parents would be.
Or she'd be worried that I'd be taking it apart because I used to take her electronics.
Oh my God. He was the weirdest child. I'm just kidding.
No, I'm serious.
Maybe like one little thing is glitching and broken. Julian would have it in pieces on the floor. Yeah. I fixed it.
My grandmother.
They tell stories like that all the time. It's so funny. Like that. What was it? That DVD player, whatever. Oh my God,
man! I was so mad.
Takes it apart in pieces. Like literally, I could see that. Someone would be like, she'll be like, Julian, you played this game so much, my computer's glitching or it keeps freezing if I do this. I'll be like, okay, I'll fix it. Takes it apart, puts it back together. Here you go, Mom. I fixed it for you.
There was another one like that where I did something like that. I think I made the whole desk crash, and she came out, was yelling and said, "You're going to camp."
Oh.
It was during the summer because she had worked nights, so I really didn't have to be. I didn't have to go to camp because she worked nights, and I was just home. I was kind of just home playing video games all day. But she was like, "You're going to camp. I'm done."
She wanted her sleep. She said, "Get out of my house. I need to sleep.
Yeah,
Get ready for work. You're going to camp."
Literally,
Pack your bags.
she would get out of work. She would just come pick me up, bring me to camp, and then go home, go to sleep.
Yo, she's smart. Smart move.
That's what she would do. I was like,
She was tired of it.
yeah, because I was
That's
always
so funny.
like, I wasn't like a busy kid.
So funny.
I wasn't a busy kid, but I was a kid that like I needed my puzzles, and like, you know, especially if I was bored, I would get into stuff. Like I would get into trying to take something electronic apart or trying to do something with the electronics in my house that I probably shouldn't be. Like this was in the same summer. I had a Wii, a Xbox 360, and a PlayStation 3, I believe. So I had it set up. I had set it up so that I could literally turn each one of them on, change the TV from each one, and all I had to do was turn on the controller and press a button on the TV so that it would go to each one.
See, I'm glad you grew out of that stages, or I would say we would not have all the electronics that we have, because I'm not trying to come home and have this island set up with like this computer.
I didn't go to that stage. What did I just do Monday?
If I come home and I find your laptop or computer apart on this island, like I'm moving out.
I literally just took a friend's laptop apart right here on this island.
Okay, well that's different. Like you're just replacing a battery. Like I feel like like what you did with your old laptop and you replaced like the whole inside.
Yeah, that was fun.
You're insane.
I would love to do that again. If anybody has any tech to work on, let me know. That stuff is fun.
At that point, we'd really have to set up a PO box, and they'd probably call us, being like, "Yo, your PO box is full."
Yo,
it'd be like 5 minutes after setting it up.
Get your stuff. Yo, seriously, man.
I would go crazy.
I would do that. That sounds like fun. Great.
No,
idea, guys, we're going to set up a PO box. Send us some tech that I could take apart.
I feel like people have been waiting for us to set up a PO box. Let us know if you want us to set up a PO box. This is question of the week, part 2. Let us know if you want us to set up a PO box. I feel like we've kind of looked into it, but never actually set it up. But I know you guys kind of asked, but we never really got into it. Like I said, I feel like we mentioned it before, and you guys were kind of waiting for us to like let you know, like address wise and all this stuff, but we never actually got one. Let us know if we should. Let us know if you want us to. We'll look into it again, but that's all I have for this episode. I'm actually surprised we kind of like agreed on the same things.
I don't think we disagreed on anything on that list.
I don't really think so either, which I guess is kind of a good thing.
Definitely. He's in luck.
We don't have to, when it comes up, like be going back and forth. It'll probably be like a civil outcome.
You'll just look at him and say, you know what your dad's going to say. I mean, because I'm not really the type to just fight over this stuff. Like, if you don't like it, I'm not, like most of the stuff on this list, if you don't like it, I'm just like, all right, whatever. There's nothing I really feel super strongly about on that list, I don't think. Like looking at it, I don't really feel like, the only thing I'm saying is like tattoos and piercings you might want to wait for, but I don't feel really strongly about anything on that list.
Well, tattoos, you have to wait till you're 18.
Fair.
Tattoos is definitely 18. Piercings would probably be at least like 13.
I think
13,
I feel
14,
strongest.
maybe 15.
Oddly enough, I feel strongest about social media, if you want to be truthful.
I'm not surprised because you really like grew up on social media.
Well, I wouldn't say grew up, but yes.
You used it a lot more, I feel like, than I did.
Yeah.
So you're like
100%.
Far more like...
I know what's good about it. And
right. You've used it way more. I definitely used it like years after you did. So like, I don't really like... I don't know, like...
I don't really have an opinion on it.
Grow up because, yeah, like I don't really have an opinion on it. I use it now...
I mean, but see, that's a good thing though. Like in terms of being parents, that I feel like a lot of parents miss. Sometimes you have to defer to people who might know more about a certain topic than you do.
And that you definitely do.
Well, piercings and tattoos, you know more about than me.
I do. That I would definitely like, not that I would call it like horror stories, but I would try to tell stories of like what I kind of went through to be like, listen, this could happen.
Right. 100%.
Like, this is what happened to me. It could happen to you. I won't say like it will, but it could. So you need to be careful. Like infectious or piercings could be really bad. And then also it depends on where on your body you're getting pierced. Because I only had ears.
Yeah.
That's really all I've had. And like I haven't had like nose or like anything like that. So.
Word.
But ears are pretty serious anyways.
Ears could be the worst. You never know.
Right.
All right, y'all. And with that being said, we are out of here. Keep grinding. Keep chasing your dreams. And remember, nothing worth having because easy. We out.
Peace.